Okay, we're on and we are recording. Let's get into this, shall we? Hey, everyone. What's going on? It's Analytical, and I am back with another one. This is coming straight from the Source website, and this is in regards to Wendy Williams. You know, this Wendy Williams story is just, I feel bad for her. I really do. But anyway, it reads, Wendy Williams reportedly never leaves home and has memory loss. The Wendy Williams show is now over, and according to sources, the former host, Wendy Williams, has no plans to get back to work. A source spoke to The Sun, stating Williams doesn't leave her house and can't remember anything. The source also added Wendy hasn't taken any meetings to try to get back on the air, and it would be a long road to get her back on the air in the future. She can't read anything. She can't remember anything. She needs a teleprompter and she needs someone to remind her of things. The source said she's sitting in her house. She isn't taking meetings. She isn't going out. There is no plan. The decade-plus run of the Wendy Williams show came to a close this past Friday. Ahead of the show, Variety noted Wendy Williams would not be in the attendance of the final episode. Instead, a video montage celebrating Wendy Williams played in the time slot. The final original episode of the Wendy Williams show will air on Friday, June 17th, with a video tribute to the iconic host. The series comes to an end after 13 successful years in syndication, said a spokesperson for the show. Wendy Williams has not been on her show for the entire 2021-2022 season due to health-related issues. Throughout the season, multiple guests filled in for Wendy, including Sherry Shepherd, who was hosting the final week and will have her own show this coming fall. But previously, Williams expressed she would be returning to her show. Co-presidents of Debmar Mercury, the show's creators, Ira Bernstein and Mort Marcus, said they would be willing to work with the host again. It doesn't mean the next day, but we will put it together and figure it out, Bernstein said. It's not like we have a plan B where we hit a button and it's back in a week, but we do have the desire to be in business with her. If she can come back and be healthy, and so does Fox. Let me tell you something. Y'all know y'all capping. Y'all don't want her coming back. Because if y'all did, y'all would have basically made sure to consult with her about her health and to make sure that her money was good. I believe that there's memory loss. I believe she doesn't really leave home. And that's because a lot of it has to do with her being cancer. If cancers don't have to go outside, they're not going to go outside. Another thing, too, about her is we have to talk about the lymphedema. Lymphedema and the fluid that leaves the body, a lot of times it affects the brain, which affects memory. I don't think she has dementia in a sense of the classic cases of dementia, but she has memory loss due to lymphedema. Also, she had a nervous breakdown because of Kelvin, I should say, and Sharina. So we can't ignore that. Also, Wendy's son is an adult now. He went off to college in, I believe, Miami, and he should be graduating, or he's probably already graduated. So she's kind of an empty nester, and she didn't plan for this to work out the way it did. So there's a lot she's dealing with. But the main issue is not having access to her money. Wendy Williams is not broke. Wendy Williams just has accounts frozen. Yes, she has a guardian to monitor her funds, but who is the guardian? Is it her son? Is it some stranger? Here's the thing. Wendy doesn't need to do anything until she gets her money right. Until she gets her money right, don't do anything. But I've never been interested in Wells Fargo. I never liked them. And now I see why. And another thing, too, I want to say is that I don't like what the Wendy staff did. Not the small people, but there's like the people. And I'm not talking about Norman. Norman, I would say, was a real rider for Wendy. But when it came to people like, what's her name? Suzanne, I've always found to be fake because she was a yes person. She would go, yes, Wendy, and smile on her face with that fake smile. Honey, when the show ended, Suzanne basically gave her hugs and, like basically gave her goodbyes. And she said that, like, basically asked her, would you be coming back next season for the Sherry Show? She was like, yeah. And then they asked her, well, how's Wendy? What about Wendy? She never said anything. And they asked her, do you still speak to Wendy? Now, it's one thing to not basically disclose private information. But when they asked her, hey, do you still speak to Wendy? She ignored them and crossed the street. Not just her, but all of them. I peeped game about her a long time ago. She was trying to keep her position in her job. She was a good person on the show in terms of, being like I think she was more the showrunner. But the problem with the Wendy Williams show and the brand, she didn't have a lot of riders from the days of WBLS with her. And she couldn't bring them because they were considered too urban. And they didn't like Kevin either. But I'm going to tell you something about Kevin. Kevin was really good with keeping order in that place. Because when he got fired, let's keep it real, it all went down. But I blame Kevin for a lot of it not because he cheated, but because you didn't handle your business right. And you got a girl who was young-minded, and she didn't handle her business right either. Y'all could have kept that discreet. Because, remember, Wendy Williams said, I can deal with an affair. But the one thing I cannot deal with is a baby and an affair. That I will not stand at that at all. I will not do it. But an affair, I don't have no problems with it. Another thing too, I want to say is that Sharina did that because she was 33. Sharina's only 2 years younger than me. She's only 2 years younger than me. She got pregnant around about 2017. 2017. Sharina was 32. And she probably was like, I gotta have a baby before. But see, I knew Kevin was cheating on Wendy when I saw that beard back in 2015. And remember, that was around the time little Kevin went to the Usha village for the synthetic weed. That was when she started crying. She knew something, not just about her son, but also about her husband. Because I'm looking at this beard and he lost weight. He looks really nice. I will say that. And I'm going to say something too. I do not believe he is abusing Sharina, and I don't believe he's cheating on her. I believe he really loves Sharina. I believe he really loves her. Because you know why? Because he made it. So being with her was relaxing, so to speak. It's like, I already made it. I got money, because let's not lie. Kevin can have his money. And it's like, I can be me. With Wendy, it was the hustle and being young. He always had his money up. He had businesses. He had 3 hair salons, and he owned a mechanic shop all throughout Brooklyn. Like, his money was legit. But the thing about it was that with Wendy, it was like, we got to get this money up. We got to get your career up. And a lot of times, when you deal with a person who has like mental baggage from trauma, a lot of times you don't know how to handle it if you're not a trained professional. And I believe he would take a lot out on her. I'm not condoning it, because what he did was wrong, because he also abused other people. And it was alleged that he tried to put an HIT out on Miss Jones because she was a competitor of his wife. But what I think is the story with Wendy is, just because you make it to the top doesn't mean it's all a blessing. You understand? Because remember what happened with the suit, the costume on Halloween? when she fainted, that was really the downfall. And I swear, I think she saw Antoine because he worked there. I believe she saw the spirit of Antoine. I believe it was Antoine. That's all I'm going to say. I believe it was Antoine. Some people believe that it was the devil coming to collect. No, I believe it was Antoine. I believe it was Antoine. And Antoine probably wasn't at peace on, like we call the other side. But I love Wendy as a personality. I want her to come back doing podcasting. And she could definitely do podcasting from her home. That would be the perfect job for her. And most of all, she'll be able to own and say whatever. And she could be herself. And hopefully her health gets back to the way it once was. And with that being said, it's your girl, Miss Anna, Little Cole. I'm signing off. Thank you for listening to commentary. If you haven't, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell to receive future notification on uploads. Comment, share, like, and I'll talk to you soon. Later.